everyone, this will be part one of my December book haul. I got quite a lot of books in December, don't tell my husband. Some were Christmas presents, some were ones I bought myself, so let's go with them. The first ones I got, it was a pack of Patricia Highsmith books from the Book People. I've never read any Patricia Highsmith, but I've heard that she wrote things like Strangers on the Train and The Talented Mr. Ripley, and she sounds like a really cool writer. These are absolutely beautiful books. So the first one in the packs were Edith's Diary by Patricia Highsmith. Don't really know what most of them are about, but willing to give her a go. This says Edith and her family are moving from an apartment in New York to a house in the suburbs. Her son Cliffy will have room to play. Her husband Brett has a new job. It's a fresh start. Life seems full of promise, and indeed, to read Edith's diary you would never think otherwise. Strange then that reality is so dangerously different. Sounds pretty cool. The next one is A Suspension of Mercy, and they are absolutely gorgeous books. The Virago Modern Classics that's been produced these, they look really beautiful. These are the spines, and again this one sounds like bit of a thriller, bit of a domestic story with a twist in the tale. So Patricia Highsmith. The next one is Those Who Walk Away by Patricia Highsmith again. This one, it's set in Venice, so that sounds pretty good. And on the cover, it's the #1 greatest crime writer. So that sounds like a really good crime book. Quite like reading crime. Probably the more grisly the better. The next one is Little Tales of Misogyny. Yeah, being a feminist, quite interested to read about that one. Hope the misogynist gets it in the end. And the final one is The Glass Cell. Beautiful blue cover, again in this series. So keen to see what this one's all about. Quite happy to go into these blind and not really know what they're about. You know, bit of a surprise, but it sounds like the kind of thing that I'll enjoy. Bit of dark, bit of grisly. So they're all the Patricia Highsmith ones that I got from the Book People. Another one I got is My Family and Other Animals by GERALD DURRELL. I've heard that this is absolutely hilarious, all about Gerald's time growing up with his family on Corfu, I think it is. Yeah, Corfu. It sounds like a really sort of crazy family that he grew up in, and what's not to like? So that one. This one is one of my Christmas presents from my husband. He's actually watching this series. Apparently it's on Amazon Prime and he really recommends it. But he knows that I'm always one who wants to read the book first before you watch the film or any of the TV shows, because the book is always better. So apparently this is, I think this is it, what would have happened if the Nazis had won the war. So that sounds like a good thriller, so keen to read that one as well. Absolutely beautiful cover to the book. This is a Penguin book. So yeah, give that one a go. And then this one is The Storied Life of AJ FIKRY. I think it's a book about books, basically. It says a little book with a big heart on the back. It's about AJ FIKRY, who's the grumpy owner of Island Books. Going through a hard time, his bookshop is failing, he has lost his beloved wife, and his prized rare first edition has been stolen. And then it goes on, but one day AJ finds a 2-year-old Maya sitting on the bookshop floor with a note attached to it asking the owner to look after her. His life and Maya's has changed forever. It's a book about books. What could go wrong? You know. So that sounds lovely. Beautiful cover. Nice orange, bit of shiny on there as well. Great. And this one, I've not read any John Wyndham, so this is The Day of the Triffids. I am old enough to remember there was a series on in the 70s about The Day of the Triffids, but I think I was a little bit too young to watch it. But I do remember there was quite a bit of hype around at the time about the man-eating plants. Sounds intriguing, nice bit of sci-fi. So yeah, and again, this is a Penguin and a beautiful edition, and so hopefully if I like this, I hope I can be able to read more of John Wyndham. I believe this one's been quite popular on BookTube. A Place Called Winter by Patrick Gale. I have wish I'd written, his previous book, Notes from an Exhibition, which I kind of liked, didn't love, but liked it. But apparently this one is really, really good read, so I'm willing to give it a go. So we have that one. This one is a book that I found just browsing around on the internet, having a look. I don't know if anybody's read this one before. It's called Henry Tumor. It's a young adult book. It's by Anthony McGOWAN, and the blurb on the back says, as if school bullies and his mum's tofu sandwiches weren't enough for Hector Brunty, he now has another dilemma, a talking brain tumour. Sounds like a bit of dark humour. It sounds a little bit like, you know, a bit funny, a bit dark, a bit grisly. It goes on to say that Henry Tumor turns out to be the perfect alter ego, advising Hector on haircuts, high fashion and tactics for snogging the best looking girl in school. Controlling his speech and brain chemicals is quite enough, but soon Henry Tumor is trying to make more decisions about Hector's life than he'd like. Can Hector overpower his tumour in order to get what he really wants before they both go under the knife? Just sounds so cool, and you know, fabulously grisly cover on the front, little picture of the tumour there on Hector's head. Fab. This next one is The Circle by Dave Eggers. Dave Eggers, when I've been looking through some of the books that he's written, sounds like a really, really interesting writer. I've never read any of his before. This one sort of sounds a little bit dystopian. It's all about, apparently it says the circle runs everything, all your internet activity in one easy, safe and visible place. No wonder it is now the world's most powerful and influential company. So when May Holland lands a job at its glittering California campus, she knows she's made it. But the more her ideas and ambitions become aligned to those of the circle, the closer she becomes to discovering a sinister truth at the heart of an organisation seeking to remake the world in its own image. Sounds pretty good. Bit dark, bit grisly. It's got a lovely cover. If you just do that, look, see, it's so pretty, it's shiny. I do like a bit of shiny, so yeah, pretty and dark. Next one I've got is Florence and Giles. I believe this is the book before The Girl Who Couldn't Read, which I've got on my Kindle. Apparently this one is a real dark, grisly tale set in 1891 in a crumbling New England mansion with an orphan, Florence, and her brother Giles. So, you know, dark, gothic, just my kind of thing. So looking forward to reading that one. This is a non-fiction book. This is The Year of Living Danishly. Apparently, the Danish are quite happy people, if not the happiest people. This is by Helen Russell, and this is given the opportunity of a new life in rural Jutland. Helen Russell discovers a startling statistic. Denmark, often thought of as a land of long dark winters, cured herring, Lego and pastries, is the happiest place on earth. So what's their secret? Helen decides there's only one way to find out. She will give herself a year there trying to uncover the formula for Danish happiness. From childcare, education, food and interior design to SAD and taxes, The Year of Living Danishly records a funny, poignant journey showing us what the Danes get right, what they get wrong, and how we might all benefit from living a little more Danishly ourselves. Sounds cool? Nice little picture. So, yeah, so that's Helen Russell, The Year of Living Danishly. I'll let you know how I get on with that one. And this probably is no surprise to people on BookTube, The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Gotta get on that bandwagon. Apparently it's a book you can't put down. I think Holly at the Library of the Edge of the World has read this quite a few times. I think once she finishes it, she goes back to the beginning. So it sounds like a good book. I think there's another one in the series and then the final one is due to come out. Again, beautiful cover, bit of shiny again. Seem to have a bit of a theme. I do like my shimmery glimmery shiny. And then the final one in this section of my book haul is We've All Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. Not read any Shirley Jackson before, heard mixed reviews. Some people seem to love her, some people she leaves a bit cold. But apparently this is one of her more better known books. I think again this is a bit of a gothic mystery, not sure. Don't know, quite happy to go into it blind. Heard that it's a pretty good read, so yeah, I'll give that one a go. So this is the end of my first part of my December book haul. A few more parts to go. Like I said, got quite a lot of books in December, and you might have noticed from one of my other videos was to buy less books in the new year. Didn't happen in December. Let's see how it goes. Speak to you later, bye!